Hello viewers and welcome to your Friday edition of Erongo Talk. My name is Leandria Mowers and you're probably wondering where we are joining you from. Well, we are joining you from Warbish Bay Private School where it's the last day of the Nictus Napsu Kuns en Kultuur Feest. Now, if you have not made your way here, there's definitely still a chance to come check out what these kids have to offer in terms of talent. Now, for our show today and our community segment, we chat to creative Benny Smith Jr., who tells us about what it's like being a creative, as well as about the rendezvous movement. We also chat with Hesty Langeveld from Plaza Meer Mall, which is of course the home of Erongo. And then we also chat to Jody Rats, who shows us how he makes a lamp out of a stone. So please stay tuned for all of this and more. Good day viewers and welcome to this week's edition of Erongo Talk. My name is Leandria Mowers.
I am your host Frida Moloto.
I am Emerita Shikesho.
I am Patricia Tanapo. Now as usual we bring you the latest news, some sports news as well as the weather and tides.
Om die eerste wen te kry is 'n goeie gevoel man.
Is that the goal, Joy?
Yes, that is currently the goal.
Phenomenal. I feel nice creative team.
To catch up for more news stories, visit our online channel, oneupto.com, or you can visit our website at www.erongo.com.na. Alternatively, you can check out our DSTV channel, channel 285, and GoTV, channel 25.
For your news. Now, firstly, the Erongo Police Regional Commander, that is Nicholas Kupembona, awarded about 37 Erongo Police reservists with new ranks. Let's quickly have a look.
Police reservist is very essential to the Namibian police force. We are equally important in terms of enforcing the law. We are appointed by the same act, which is established under the Article of 118 of the Namibian Constitution, with the following mandate, which is preservation of the internal security of Namibia and maintenance of law and order, protection of life and property, investigation of an offense of alleged offense, and then as prevention of crime. And on top of that also, we are also having strategic pillars, which is guiding the Namibian police force. Our three strategic pillars, that is now effective policy, building partnership, and organizational excellence. And also, some of us maybe we don't know what is our vision, our mission, and our core values. The mission, our mission at the Namibian police force is excellent policing for a safe Namibia. That is our vision. And followed by our mission, what we're supposed to do. That is to deliver quality law enforcement service to the Republic.
Secondly, now Erongo Red, the Roads Authority as well as the Road Fund Administration signed a tripartite agreement in Swakopmund. Now at the same event, the Erongo Red CEO, that is Emmanuel Hanaweb, also announced that they will be lighting the Swakopmund River Bridge. Let's have a look.
We are here to witness how we formalize the relationship that has started last year in mid-2023, and eventually, I think it was at Master Toby's office. It was familiar territory for me since I'm coming from there, and subsequently we followed this thing up with a letter to say, look, this is our intention. We have a cost estimate where we believe the cost of these roads, the lights, not the roads, the lights will probably be about 4.6 million, of which we only contribute 1 million, and the two, because they are from Windhoek and they manage bigger space, they will contribute each about 1.6, 1.7 million for us just to get there. But when the dust settles and when the infrastructure is set up, it becomes our duty as Erongo Red to be able to continue to provide lights. Right? The light must come through, electricity must run through so that there is illumination. And equally also, if there is damages to any of those properties, it is then also our. So having said that, as part of this agreement, we are going to install 24 street lights, so stainless steel lights on the bridge, but also equally additional poles. I think 20 poles, also to illuminate the bridge as we are going out.
And finally, Erongo Governor, there is Neville Andre, launched the Erongo Regional Gender Permanent Task Force. Now here he explains what the task force is all about.
We are here to launch the Erongo Regional Permanent Task Force on gender, and we are doing this in line with the government national policy agenda or government the national gender policy, the national gender plan of action, as well as the national plan of action on gender-based violence. We are gathered here because we cannot ignore the harsh reality. And gender-based violence continues to plague our region, leaving a devastating impact on families, communities, and also the broader society. The statistics that we are seeing regarding to gender-based violence are alarming, and they demand immediate action. We cannot see this going on and us not doing anything. In the Erongo region alone, the numbers paint a sober picture of violence endured, especially by women and girls, and also young ones, young boys. During the past year, cases of gender-based violence ranging from domestic violence to sexual assault topped the top 10 cases committed in the region.
And that brings us to the end of today's news segment, but you're always welcome to check out our website. That's at www.erongo.com.na. That's www.erongo.com.na. Up next, we have our community segment where we chat with Benny Smith Jr., who tells us all about being a creative as well as about the rendezvous movement.
Yes, I look like a kid.
Super tasty.
And it's super good for you. Super good for immunity, brain, growth needs, and tummy.
Super nutrition for super kids. A Lula Gold Kid.
Greetings, I'm Benny Smith Jr. We always went to, my father and I, we share the same name. Majority know him due to being a local pastor. And for Lank, we went with Groot Benny and Klein Benny, but in the late years, it didn't work anymore. So we are senior and junior. So pastor's kid by heart, but in action, I am just a local guy who wants to give opportunities to creative people. That is my aspiration, and through that, we are doing media and local creative projects, as well as entrepreneurial training and trying to help local people engage and unlock their potential.
Awesome. Now tell me, where does that love or that passion stem from?
I think if each person has a natural urge that they just lean into, you default to, and when you default into that, something unique comes out of it. Mine is, you can call me 3 o'clock in the morning and I will be, and tell me like, Benny, there's an opportunity to create something, and that will just get me going. So that urge comes out of just a natural passion to want to create. Whenever there's an opportunity to create something new, to engage something new, for some reason, I am always excited about that. And wherever we get to take anything to the next level, whether it's in our community, whether it's a small project, whether it's a personal story for someone, I'm always invested in that. And once you've got my attention and we can take it to a level that it hasn't before, I'm in, and it just comes out of me. I call myself creative just because that's in the main way my mind is the majority of the time. Like if I'm not a business administrator. I'm not a anything in that area. And you would think, yeah, but you just said you help entrepreneurs. Yeah, well, there are entrepreneurs that can run a business, and then there's entrepreneurs that can help create. And so I see myself more on the creative side. Even when I was a youth pastor, stepped into youth ministry when I was 15 years old. And we didn't have a youth pastor in our church. We one day just had a little home cell group, and we were trusting and praying that we find a new youth pastor. And then I just heard this like internal conviction from the Lord just say like, well, I've called you. And then I was just like, here I am, Lord, use me. And that's actually where I would say I got invested into like helping young people discover their identities, helping them grow in their capacity and really discover their strengths and what they're good at, and helping get that to the next level. And then mainly working in the church domain in Walvis Bay with the West Coast Communicable Movement. I had the fortune of working with majority of the churches in Walvis Bay. And through that, I got to learn how to do my, how do I say, I got to really practice my skills in a lot of things. And that kind of like led me into an administrational position and see how I could delegate different projects amongst young people and give them opportunities. And especially with the churches have media, they have like events and everything like that. So there was always an opportunity to create things. And so getting people on board, collaborating with people, trying to create things in churches and really helping the churches take the things to the next level. The biggest opportunity came when the pandemic hit. Majority of the churches couldn't gather. So that's actually where we took off, because we had all this knowledge about media. And so a lot of churches wanted to move to online platforms by doing live stream and all that. So they approached me and said, can you help us with our live streaming? And that's where we started approaching things in that level, helping churches just get their technical things sorted. And from there, we moved to businesses that approached us and said, well, you guys are doing it for the churches. Do you mind doing it for us? So that is the journey basically from youth ministry to business. But yeah, I stepped down from youth ministry about 3 years ago. You have to learn when your time is over. And I'm no longer in my youth. Well, I'm still young, I believe. But yeah, I'm not that in contact with the teenage community anymore. So that season, I had to pass that baton on to the next person and then focus myself where I'm moving more amongst young adults at this time.
Awesome. Tell us about the rendezvous.
The rendezvous is actually something that started back in 2010. So it started from there's a scripture in the word that says, where 2 and 3 gather, there the Lord is in our midst. And so I just wanted to be clever, and I said, where 2 and 3 rendezvous, that's where the Lord is. And it started as the name of our youth ministry. And so because we were Living Water Family Youth, it just sounded too long for me. And then we asked our church, actually where we're sitting right now isn't the old church facility here in Hermes and Walvis Bay, where our church served for many years. And then in that period, they moved to the building next door. And so this place was standing vacant. It was occupied by JJ's Care Center at the time, and then they outgrew it. Lord really blessed them and took them to where they are today, a school, and doing amazing, which we're very proud and excited about. And then it stood empty, and I approached our leadership and said, well, Walvis Bay is an industrial community. There's a lot of opportunities and things for people that are in the engineering domain and also more in the administrational domain, accounting and all that. But for some reason, a lot of people that gravitated towards me were people that were in the creative mindset. And for some reason, they would always come to me, seek me as an older brother and as a mentor of some sort. And I recognized there was no real opportunities for creatives in Walvis Bay. And there was no real opportunity in terms of just having their own space. We have a lot of traditional mindset in Namibia. And so traditional mindsets normally, like, you need to be a doctor, you need to be an accountant, you need to be a lawyer or something. Back then, if you said design or social media, anything like that, no, it wasn't. It wasn't seen as something worth pursuing. And today, it's funny how that landscape changed. But back then, I approached our leadership and I said, can we take this old church space and create like an area where we create opportunities for creatives? And the youth, our leaders said, by all means, use it. And so we started what we wanted to do as an incubator for creatives. So me and a few friends of mine, mainly my friend Romeo Pickering, we came together and we occupied the space and tried to create the space where people could just come and express themselves authentically. And then out of doing that, we had a lot of creative people come in and they wanted to create things and we started mainly with events, and we started doing these music events, and that formed into creating a poetry movement. And that's how we gave birth to Coastal Poetry, which took off quicker than we realized. We expected there to be like 20 to 30 people at the first event. We had over 100 people at our first event. We didn't think it was going to be that big of a thing. And since then, we just started this movement. And then we tried to engage a lot of more of the social things, especially back then, gender-based violence was a topic. So we tried to have these conversational events that we had back then. We eventually got people that wanted to do music. They came in and we approached them and said, well, do you guys want to teach music? And today we have Harmony School of Music still with us. And unfortunately, when the pandemic happened, it threw a bit of a curveball and everything. It slowed down all our progress. We couldn't gather, couldn't have any events. We tried to do some things online, and that's actually how we also started with the business. And then as soon as the pandemic started gauging down, we could start gathering again. We took that opportunity to start creating. Today, we are looking to, we're still involved as operating, but we've taken it to Swakopmund. We want to do that more often. We now have our team that used to be there is now also based in Windhoek. So we are trying to see how we can also engage the Windhoek. Because for a long time, we've always had Windhoek influencing what's happening at the coast. And we were like, well, how are we going to be the people at the coast? Nilse's Vier influencing Nilse's Ian, right? And so that is definitely just a goal that we want to see happen. And the mission for me is still helping creatives and giving them opportunities. And so that is the Rendezvous. And so the name went from a youth ministry to a venue. We called the place the Rendezvous, where people can rendezvous together. The Rendezvous became something bigger, and then now it's a movement.
At Specsavers, we're committed to offering affordable and professional eye care. That's why we're offering 1,500 Namibian dollars worth of savings with our winter promotion. Get a free frame up to the value of 1,500 Namibian dollars, or use the 1,500 Namibian dollars on one of our leading lens enhancements. To qualify, simply purchase a comprehensive eye examination and prescription frame and lenses. Book online or call your nearest store today. Specsavers, for affordable eye care and a whole lot more.
Hi, I'm Adriana Steenkamp, an OIS resident working at Cactus and Coffee, situated in the heart of the desert.
Okay, Adriana, can you tell us a little bit about Cactus and Coffee?
Cactus and Coffee is a restaurant who's catering for local residents, but most of our income comes from the tourists that are passing through, and we actually get a lot of groups, big groups.
Okay, so do you guys do events as well? You cater to people that want to come and do events or not?
Yes, we do cater for events, and we also do like conferences. We cater for conferences or meetings, something like that.
Okay, now,
yes.
Adriana, what is your job here at Cactus and Coffee?
I'm part of this dynamic team. I'm a chef. We are actually, 14 or 18 employees. So I'm one of the chefs.
Okay, so as one of the chefs, can you tell us which item on your menu is the favorite amongst the people?
The Namibian kapana.
And what goes into the Namibian kapana?
The Namibian kapana consists of a pap, and it's kapana pieces, 2 fat cakes, and a salsa.
Okay.
It's very nice.
So other than the Namibian kapana, what else is one of your biggest sellers?
Our pastas. We have prawn pasta, chicken pasta, ham pasta, the savory mince. No, not the savory, the bolognese. But the main one of them, I think it's the prawn. People like the prawn pasta, as well as the tomato garlic, yeah.
Okay, so what is your favorite thing to make as one of the chefs? What is that one dish when someone places an order, you get excited to make this dish?
Steak.
And why is that?
Steak. I've been in this industry for more than 10 years. So it's my thing. I just enjoy doing it. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else that you would like to add for our viewers?
I would like them to come and try out Cactus. Cactus is the place to be. It's nice. You will get friendly staff. People are actually very nice. Our bosses are amazing people. So we are here for you. Come and try.
Thank you.
Spring into savings with Union Tiles World of Tiles. Discover unbeatable deals on luxurious, locally produced and imported tiles and accessories. Whether you're renovating your kitchen, bathroom or patio, we've got the perfect solution to transform your space. Be spoiled for choice and step into the Union Tiles World of Tiles. Go to uniontiles.co.za. Find us on Google and connect with us on social media. Union Tiles. Style and quality you can afford.
Jody, jy het nou vir my 'n baie interessante ding gewys. Jy's besig om lampe te maak. Maar vertel net vir ons, waar maak jy hierdie lampe en waarvan kom hierdie idee?
Man, kyk, ons is al lank in die klippebedryf en so aan, van 1993 af. En dit is baie lank. So ons het nou die dag met die fluoriedklippe ook begin werk en ek het gesien dit kan baie mooi lampe maak. Dit is nie alles wat mooi lampe maak nie, maar ons soek dit uit, die wat ons sien kan mooi lampe maak. So ek is nou besig, ek het nou die dag begin, ons wil uitbrei nou met die lampe ook. So ek wil kwekerye gaan sien en al die mooi plekke vir lodges en al die ander plekke. Ja. En dan, want ek dink die mense, sover is die mense mal oor die lampe wat ek maak. En ek hoop dit kan 'n groot sukses wees en mense kan dit gebruik vir tuine, vir mooi ligte om swembaddens, ewen tot binne in die huis, ewen tot romantiese binne vir 'n bedstel of iets binne in 'n kamer of iets. Dit lyk net fantasties en dit is baie mooi.
Nou sê vir my, hoe maak jy hom? Hoe maak jy nou die klip 'n lamp?
Man, die goed word nou ek koop dit ook op by ander mense wat claim sit. Dan word dit nou vervoer tot in Oos en daar het ons nou 'n klomp masjinerie aangestel en gebou ook, soos diamantsa en kordrills waarmee ons eers die klippe sny, die onderkante, dat hulle mooi plat staan en dan is dit nou die kordrills wat die gate binne inboor en dan waar die bulbs nou inkom.
Okay.
Ja, so ons probeer om uit te brei. Ons gaan 'n bietjie van die geld wat inkom terugploeg om die storie groter te maak.
Okay, en jy is van Oos, nou hoe geniet jy Henties Bay?
Man, ek geniet Henties Bay baie ook. My suster het nou hierdie wonderlike set oopgemaak en sy het baie hard gewerk daarvoor. En ons ondersteun haar ook maar in goeders wat sy wil hê om te doen. En ek is baie lief vir die see. Hou baie van visvang. So dit is hoekom ek my self op Henties Bay kry ook hierso.
Nou as jy die klippe maak, wat doen jy ook nog, Jody?
En dan maak ek vir die klippe baie mooi necklace hangertjies en goed van dit. Ek is nou besig om oral kassies ook te maak, sakkie, wat vir my suster baie gehelp het met die houtwerk en goed. Ek sê, hy maak nou vir my kassies, sal nou Vrydag klaar wees, dan gaan my kassies ook oral soos by lodges en goed kom met my hangertjies met die kristal ook. Toeriste is baie mal daaroor, is baie klein om te vat. Hulle vat baie keer 'n klomp gifts ook omdat dit so klein is en maklik vir ander mense om saam te vat. En ja, dit is maar net. En
wat is jou boodskap? Wat wil jy graag vir ons jong mense daar buite sê? Sê, kyk, jy nou uit 'n klip maak jy 'n lamp.
Ja.
Wat is jou boodskap? Wat wil jy graag vir hulle sê?
Man, ek hou daarvan om na hande te werk en ons is ook nog besig met kristaltoere by die myne waar ons die kristalle uithaal. En vir die jong klomp, ek dink dit is ook vir hulle 'n voorreg om daar buite te kan wees om hulle self hulle kristalletjies self uithaal uit die pocket. Dit is die eerste kristal wat jy dan in jou hand vashou na 'n miljoen jaar en jy weet jy het hom self uitgehaal.
If you should come upon an accident, prioritize safety by moving to a secure location and calling emergency services. Provide first aid if trained, protect the scene with hazards, and exchange information with involved parties. Document the scene, gather witness information, and then cooperate with the authorities and share any information you may have. Always prioritize safety and act responsibly. To change a tire, find a safe spot, use the lug wrench to loosen nuts, lift the car with a jack, remove the lug nuts and the flat tire, mount the spare tire, hand tighten your lug nuts, lower the vehicle, tighten the lug nuts in a crisscross pattern, check the tire pressure, stow away equipment and replace the spare tire with a regular tire as soon as you can. Refer to your owner's manual for specific instructions.
That brings us to the end of today's episode of Erongo Talk. But like I said, we're joining you here from the Walvis Bay Private School where they're hosting the Napsu Nictus Kuns and Kultuurfeest. Now, if you haven't had a chance, please come make a turn here right at the Walvis Bay Private School. Or if you missed what happened over the past 3 days, don't worry. We have a special broadcast that will be airing next week. Please check out our website. That's www.erongo.com.na, www.erongo.com.na. Follow us on our social media platforms. That is on Facebook, on Instagram threads, as well as on X. You can also find Erongo Talk. That is on TikTok. Catch us on oneup2.com. That's oneup2.com. Or find us on television. That is DSTV channel 285 or GoTV channel 25. So until Monday, please have a safe and blessed weekend. We'll see you then.